Okay, this is the presentation that I was trying to give before and was not quite prepared enough, and I do apologize for that. I wanted to show you a few basic things with WordPress and then let you go and work on it yourself. You essentially, when you start a WordPress blog, it's really simple. Just go to the site wordpress.com and you have to obviously create a login, and then you can go to your blogs and create a new one if you want to. I'm assuming that you already know how to do that because of Zemble's class. And so you basically just have a few things to worry about. Click on Appearances and pick the one that works best for you. Remember that the photos in the image, in these examples don't matter because it's going to be up to you to provide the photos. What you're really worried about is the structure of the way they use space on the page, the structure of the alignment of photos versus text, to have any running sidebars for links. You got to figure out what you like best, and you probably need to play with things for a while because some of them have different limitations, but ultimately there's a lot of control in each one of these. Don't necessarily feel like you're locked into the background color. Oxygen shows a white background. What I like about it is that you could have a big front and center photograph, you could have a bunch of thumbnails, and you could have a white on black little set of links over on the side. And the only thing I did to customize it was click customize and obviously set the title and tagline. And then for colors, I set a background color using this little color chooser that was just a little bit blue, just a really light shade of blue. And then I saved that, and that was all I did for appearance. You're going to have to pick one, play with it, see if you like it. Again, recall, it's very customizable, so you're not necessarily locked into the color or the photos. I don't like using background images because usually you have to be able to show text over the background image, but you might be able to get away with it if there's something you really like. Also, you're not necessarily locked into the front page being sort of the blog format of latest posts. You could set it as a static page. What you would need to do is build different pages into your site and then pick one of them as your static front page. So maybe you have an about page and you want to make that your front. I'm just going to leave latest posts running. Another way to think about doing it is you could just post all your latest posts to your main site, and when you get enough good ones that you're actually ready to sort of graduate into creating a portfolio, you could fix your about page, put your 4 or 5 best stories over there. You can call that your portfolio, and then you can set this to the about page, and then it would always land on your about, on your your resume, and then everything else would just be a separate, it would link away to all your posts. I'm just leaving mine as latest post for now, saving it, and closing that, and going back to now my posts. So you obviously go to appearance, pick a theme, customize it if you want to. It's up to you. Then go to posts, and I want to show you one peculiar thing about this particular Oxygen thematic layout is what shows up on this front page. I had all these holes in it before, and I was getting frustrated because I wasn't able to explain it in time, but those come from setting the featured image. So you can just click on set the featured image and pick a file, right? You can just pick one. I think this is from my dissertation, so what I would do is, it's freezing up on me now, but actually what I would do is, you don't want to share, obviously, the whole, giant file of dissertation. You can actually just open it and do I could open it like this and then do a screen cap, which I already did, and then I can just pick that screen cap and use that. The first time I found the screen cap, I had to actually go through and I actually had a screenshot, something like that. So you just find out through the selector the first time. After you've uploaded things, you don't have to use the selector. You can go ahead and just pick one of the things in your gallery, click to show it, click to use as featured image. save all changes, and you can close it, or you can show it and you could put it in your post if you want. But you don't have to insert it into the post to make it your featured image, thereby making it show up on your front page. So I'm leaving this because this is actually, that's actually the abstract of my paper. The way it got cropped is pretty nice because it just has my abstract. For package editing demo, I did a screen grab out of that. This is a screen cap from a presentation that I gave at an academic conference before. And that's basically how to use this one. You're going to play around with other ones, figure out what you like. One of my concerns right now is that I don't quite have this looking like the appearance would suggest, like what's possible with the appearance. So I would have to fool around with it to get it to look quite this good. But obviously the thumbnail capabilities are in there. You can put a gallery, you can put a slideshow as your featured image. I'm not going to go into that now because honestly I'm not sure it'll work, but oh shoot, we'll try it. Going to the top story, I'm going to remove the featured image, set the featured image based on my media library. No, sorry, based on the gallery of files associated with it, and I'm going to go insert slideshow. And I don't know if that's going to work. In fact, I'm going to have to tweak it a little more. But essentially what you're looking at is creating a slideshow with a bunch of thumbnails. To show a file, just click show. I'm just going to click use this featured image and click that. There it is. And it gets cropped automatically. So if you don't, if something's not getting cropped right, then you got to crop it yourself in the photo editor and put it on. But the cool thing is, these different posts, they might have a photo, or they might not. They might have a video, but it doesn't matter because as long as I went in the editor and click, over here in the editor and set the featured image, that's what's going to show up. So, featured image for this one, the package editing demo looks like that. In the actual file, I have this. So, hopefully you can take a couple lessons from that, and if nothing else, you can learn that we want you to work with WordPress. I think it's important for you to pick out your own favorite layout and your favorite theme and play with it a little bit. And then when you actually go and do stories for us in further more advanced classes, it's important for you to understand that we want 4 key elements: headline, deck says something more about the story. Juicy usually says put your headline on your graph. Headline's the headline. Deck says something to put. And then you want to insert the video here. And you want to paste your story. Those are the main things: headline, write a quick deck, insert the video, and paste the copy of your story. I think you can do that. One more thing, set a featured image. There's 2 ways to get to featured image. You can just click on it, boop, and then upload it there using that little uploader. Or you can go over into the upload insert and same thing, pick a file and open it or whatever. And then you would just click use as featured image down here. You don't have to set it in the post. You don't have to insert it in the post at all. So that's pretty much all I wanted to show you with WordPress. Thank you for watching if you stuck through this long to see a little bit more about playing with it, and go edit with, go mess around with WordPress yourself and learn how to edit and have fun.